to do it by hand.
And the public hearing is in session. We're having a public hearing for the purposes of public comment on the review of the levy. Currently, we're still working on it, and it's a levy in progress. But as you're aware, the last levy that you saw was a 9.1% increase. And of course, we have to have a hearing over anything over 5% as far as total levy. We have been able to cut off the levy about $150,000 increase, which now drops the levy increase to 6.85. Did I say that okay?
Perfect. Perfect.
That's pretty good.
Well, wish it could be, we're not done yet. Just to talk about tort, we did get some general information from tort on our, for example, our liability policy may not be quite as high as what we thought, so we were able to cut about $25,000 off of that. We also got some fairly decent news on work comp. Work comp was only gonna go up just a few percentage points. So, but, and I think later on you're gonna hear, we had to put in about just about $5,000 back in because the sheriff's department is getting a drone, or they already have it. And the drone insurance is a separate insurance, and it costs about $4,800. So we've had to do that. It's a liability issue. In fact, Liberty wouldn't even touch it. We had to have another company come in, and Matt's going to explain that all out this morning. Okay? The money for the drone came from a donation. They had that special fundraising deal, and each drone is worth about $24,000. And they were able to raise money, and they did it for the county, for the fire protection district here, and for us. So all three of these agencies got drones. So just probably steal, act like I never told you this stuff where that comes in, okay? But you can ask you more questions. We were also able to cut the retirement levy by $100,000 because we have enough in that particular line item or part of the levy fund that can cover us for well over a year and a half. So there was no sense in maintaining that. We've had a little extra in it a long time. As you might recall, the guys that have been on the board the longest, that we were able to make large payments to the fund, thus dropping where we're at. So instead of paying 6-7%, we're only paying 3-4% for our general levy per employee. We were also had to stay with Social Security increase, because if you do a 3% increase to say of all your payroll, then your Social Security is going to go up 3%. So that kind of automatically goes up every year, unless we should freeze salaries. And I'm not saying we should freeze salaries, I'm just saying the only way to stop that would be not to increase salaries in the budget. So anyway, that's where we're at on the levy. I did have several phone calls from people and discussed it, several minutes or up to a half an hour with several people. So, which was good, and they were pleased that we dropped the levy from when we had it in the paper, which we were required to do. Now, do you guys have any questions? You can't ask till later. No, I'm kidding. If you have a question, we'd be happy to.
Okay.
And here's the new sheet.
Okay, thank you.
And you'll see where it's dropped. Instead of 9.1, it's dropped to 6.85 there. Okay?
Okay.
As a total levy. And it's still a working document, we haven't finished yet, okay? And if we can accommodate any more cuts, we will do that. So we just need to kind of chill. I guess I can talk a little bit about the budget. You got it in your packet.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
The revised one I have it, the one that Don just sent. So
Okay.
they do have one in their packets, but it doesn't
That's
include
just general.
all the other general
Right.
stuff.
We're gonna hand out, I want to talk about the general right now anyway. That's everything, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good, pass it out. I haven't even seen this yet, so we have to probably make changes to this too. What's the bottom line on the total budget?
Too much? I'm kidding.
That's funny.
That's a joke.
Here you are.
Did you get yours printed off?
There you
I got more.
Selfish.
Daniel, you've got one in there, but this has got the rest of the funds in it, if that makes sense. Okay. Does anybody, yep. Staple to the left side of that side. Did you get that?
So it'd be emotional wreck now that already
I didn't do it.
Staples.
The copy machine did it.
Paramedics. That's a lot of.
Well, if you look at the back page, I don't understand that right away. There has to be some error. Because we've got a $14 million surplus. And that's not correct. See, last year, revenues over expenses, the difference would have, the only thing I could figure that has in it is the $15 million for the jail. Still left in the bond fund. But we'll review this. What I really wanted to do was look at the general fund, which probably would be better to look at on the one that you got in. And in the last page, you see where we've got a surplus, I'll wait till you get there, of expenditures, I'm sorry, of income over expenditures, it shows us with about $44,000. We've had some revisions because we asked staff to look at things. We didn't have Flock in there. We had misfigured the deputies. So that figure right now is not $44,000. It's $18,333. Okay? And you got a clean budget for the, yeah. You got a budget like this in your packet for that. So I just want to let you know, and again, we'll be going through this process, you know, for the next couple of weeks until we finalize the budget. And like I said, the thing that Don gave Augie, I have not had the chance to review in general or in specific terms. So,
Jeff, this does not include interest from our bonds, correct?
yeah,
It
this,
does.
that'll include bond payments,
And the interest we're currently,
which incurring or getting on our money.
getting on the money.
It should, yes. Yes. But I haven't dove into each account yet, because Don wasn't able to get this put together. He's had the tax sales, he had other things going on.
Yeah, we just got this at 10 after 8 this morning,
Yeah.
and we scrambled to make copies.
And
so
I will study it between now and Wednesday morning, so please, you know, by Wednesday morning, I'm sure I will have digested most of this and see where we're at.
And which is the public safety building department?
I'm gonna look here for you.
Is that 855 or 850?
59,
859, okay.
page 33. Well, or, yeah. No. There's no information with that. Yeah, there is, yeah. No.
33 is the page.
But there's no information with it. Is there?
Page 34 has,
Jail project fund, but
Well, that's bond fund. Yeah, see, there's $13 million that,
no. What does it say, Department Drainage District?
well, that's just the general, you gotta look at the one on top, the 860 fund.
Yeah. And 33 is public safety tax.
Right, two different pages.
Right.
And again, page 34 should be a net, the net very last line should probably be really close to 0. So that explains the increase of the total budget.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow, some line has gotten left out. I'm not sure why. So the construction cost line item 9005 should be like 13 million. Okay? And then on 33, we won't be carrying quite that much surplus. Looks like we've used some accrual. We've used cash rather than accrual, so that'll be adjusted. And that, with the questions you've asked, has resolved most of that very last page of the total budget. Yeah, between those two pages, it'll drop. The expenses will rise, so the grand total net will fall. What are we doing on time, Hog? Got about 2 minutes?
Up to you.
I've been droning on, haven't I?
Yes.
Good, I'll get right in there. Just twist it a little bit.
I'm going to.
Our last meeting this month, is that 14 days from today?
It's longer than that.
It's on a Wednesday, I got written on a Wednesday, is that right?
6 to 21 days, it's 3 weeks. Yeah, our requirement is 15 days that the budget has in levy.
It's still on Monday?
No, we'll have a study session 3 weeks from today, and then a board meeting 3 weeks from Wednesday. So we'll meet Wednesday, and then 3 weeks later, we'll do a study session.
25th is the next
Yes.
one?
Yes,
Nothing on 27th.
and then the board meeting's on the 27th.
So that's a little odd, right?
Yeah, because of the budget having
Okay.
laid over.
Okay. I
Yeah.
knew there was a reason.
And just the timing of the calendar, yes, that's
It's
the
okay,
reason.
I
why.
just, somehow I didn't transpose that one.
It's all right.
And we'll
I'll
make
wait until
revisions.
January, when you give us a new one, I'll have it, but
Yes, the one that will be adopted will, according, talking with Don, it will be laid out a little differently, more like what you're used to seeing. It won't have all these, it won't be budget worksheets, but it'll be the budget
look like crap.
like it should be. And then also, Jeff, just wanted to recognize public comment,
Oh, yes.
and there,
Are there any public comment before we close out the hearing? Seeing none, the hearing's closed. And it's time to get.
thanks, Jeremy.
Would you all please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sam, pass that report here.
Have your October reports in front of you. We were up slightly from month previous and year previous with 201 911 calls averaging about 6.5 a day. That does not include transfers. Within all of our contracted times, transfers were up a little bit this month over last. Now I had some physicians on vacation. No transports were up a little bit this month as well, and classes and PR events going well. We did have a dip in our 12 lead acquisition time, so on a chest pain call, they have to get a 12 lead door to 9 minutes. They missed 2 out of the 5, so they have had re-education on that. Page 2, you have the 201 911 calls, where those went from the scene. 131 came to Horizon Health. The 50, your top numbers, your treat no transports or refusals. And then our second highest transport was Union with 13 calls. Any questions for me?
Folks? Jeremy?
Morning. Got your report there. Had 83 calls this past month, so times are looking good. We've staffed the second truck as needed for most of the calls that we've had. So we've had both trucks on the road several times this past month, so doing well. So any questions?
It is interesting that the average calls per day for Chrisman is 40 to 50% of Fort Pierce. Just an observation. Is that the impact of Pleasant Meadows, that your number is so large?
Somewhat. We've got some frequent flyers, and this year there were some fire calls that we went on, and quite a few refusals as well, lift assist, things like that. So it's new people that like to see us, I guess.
Okay. Questions of Jeremy?
A lot of fire standbys.
New field fires, huh? Yeah. Well, thank you both for being here. We appreciate you being here to talk to the board every month. Most meetings, actually, so thank you.
I do want to give kudos where it's due. You guys need to thank Philip immensely for the work that he did in settling up with Horizon Health and Horizon Health US and getting you guys current to date on payments. He drove a hard bargain, but he got it done. Won't happen again, Philip.
Have we got a system set up now where we're,
I don't know. That's between you and the sheriff and the sheriff's department.
I didn't know whether you had any inputs of that.
I gave my input on what other counties do, and I would really like to see this county adopt that procedure.
And that's something that you're working on.
But yeah, I think now it's gonna be in the sheriff department's hands, and I'll be able to assist to some extent, but it will be, I think, up to the warden essentially as to what they're doing with the claims.
And that's something that you folks, and you're involved in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you become aware when we have outstanding bills, like a few?
No, but what Philip and I did put in place is we're gonna meet quarterly.
Okay,
So every quarter, we should know if there's anything outstanding that he needs to take back to the sheriff's department and ask them to clean up.
okay.
What that doesn't do for you though is I believe you passed a resolution to get reimbursed from DHS on those. And that, we're out of that, that's not our side of things, so that's on you all to hold that side accountable to make sure you're getting your reimbursement back.
We understand.
Yep.
And Matt, you'll keep us posted. Thank you. All right. And thank you for working with us.
Yeah.
Philip, do you have anything in particular, or are you just auditing the class?
Just you're observing.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Chief Deputy? Yes. You do have, something you would like to talk about. I introduced them to that because of the insurance premium. So were you wanting to talk about that, or is that something you want to talk
Talking
about?
about drones.
For the drone?
Yeah. Or do you want to talk about that on Wednesday? It's up to you totally.
It doesn't matter, I can give you guys an update on where we're at with it. So we, you know, as we've talked before, taking possession of the drone, we were looking at, you know, we got it registered with the FAA. We got Jake Robinson certified as our drone pilot now, so just kind of wrapping up all the loose ends to get everything ready to go with the program. Final thing was getting the insurance coverage for it. Wound up being significantly higher than what I expected it would be, but about $4,700 a year for the insurance premium for the drone. But something that we, you know, feel that we need to move forward with. We have the support of the community in purchasing the drone, so, you know, we definitely want to put it in service and have that insurance in place. So got the insurance paperwork filled out last week, everything's submitted, and we'll be ready to go with that.
What's the practical experience that we will gain from the drone? In other words,
What we'd be able to use it for?
yeah,
Search and rescue, tracking people in foot pursuits, aerial surveillance of accident scenes. Yeah, it's, you know, PR events, there's a lot of things we're gonna be able to do with it. So I think it's gonna be a great tool.
could be a lot cheaper than a helicopter, folks.
Yeah. If the county is interested in purchasing an airplane though, I would be glad to fly that for the county as well.
Well, we'll put that in the wish list, okay?
Yeah.
How big is the drone roughly?
It's not very big.
Like 2 foot square?
Yeah, I'd say no bigger than that. I haven't seen this one all unfolded yet, but
I see.
I don't think it's very big. Surprisingly small for everything that it will do.
And the camera on it, it can zoom in real close?
Yeah, they said they were able to zoom in, I think 3 or 4 miles and get really clear pictures of vehicles and people. And it has the FLIR system on it, that forward-looking infrared camera where you can, kind of like the night vision you would see. The cameras on helicopters, like when they're chasing people,
Right.
you see it on cops, but it has that. It has a PA system, a public address, where they can fly it through and make announcements to the public. You know, if we had to use it like in an evacuation
Right.
deal. And then Paris PD and Paris Fire got the same thing. So I think our county will be well covered.
Maybe it has a siren on it, Dan, they can fly over your house and
Looks like keep you on your toes. So the
turn
siren,
on the siren.
you gotta pay attention.
When you said Paris Fire, that's the city of Paris Fire?
Yes.
Okay, I know Jeff mentioned Paris Fire Protection, but I
Yeah,
didn't think,
I
thought it was city of Paris
It's
Fire.
the city of Paris.
Yeah.
So they got two, in essence. They got
Yeah.
one for the police department
Yes.
and one for the fire
Yeah.
department.
And I don't know what their plans are as far as, you know, using it out in the district.
My
I'm sure that
mistake.
they will.
I just
Yeah,
assumed
if
that
necessary.
that could be a larger area would be the
Mhm.
other one, so.
And obviously if Chrisman or Kansas or anybody needs it, you know,
Yep.
we'll
Yep, absolutely.
work with them.
Thank you. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else to talk about this morning?
Nope.
Augie, do you have issues, or do you want to bring us up to date on voter prep and all that stuff?
Yeah, we've been busy. Saturday we were open from 8 to 12 and we had 94 people in.
It's pretty good.
So, and we've been running well over 100 every day last week, which is huge for the county. I think we are, and I haven't checked this morning, I've been out all weekend setting up polling places, but I think we are around a 25% turnout already for the county.
And what would be the last presidential, do you remember?
No, I don't have that number, but I
I
can
mean,
tell
is
you
it
it was
over?
not 25% early vote turnout. It wasn't that much. It seems to me the number is around 19 or 20. So it's that way across the country. So
And, well, yeah, what, 79 million people have voted already, something like that.
but I'll have the exact numbers for you
Yeah.
on Wednesday, what our early votes and
Any questions of Augie? Now, you are open today till 4,
correct.
and then anybody can vote tomorrow by going to the courthouse.
Yes, that's correct.
And they can register, even if they're not registered, they can still go to the courthouse.
Yep.
And register, vote, and vote.
Correct.
Anybody have anything else for Augie? Might look at your agenda, let's review the agenda. Obviously, the housekeeping items, the highway department, we went over those issues. The budget and levy need to be approved but not passed. We'll pass it the second time. We will be looking at any changes to be made between now and the final meeting. What is that, the 27th?
Yes.
Let's see, resolution and authorizing the execution and delivery of settlement agreement on the old ambulance service and the mutual release of all claims. That's in your, that is in their
Yes.
packet.
Yes.
We need to reappoint, well, we don't need to, but I'm offering the reappointment of Mike Marvin and Adam Webb to the 911 board. And the terms will be through 27. And then we've got Bellwether contract to reapprove to keep them on retainer. It's roughly $500 a month.
500.
And then we got the department heads. Are there any questions about anything on the agenda? Andy, do you have,
No, not much today. There's nothing going on across the street.
is the time change on the clock yet?
I don't know. I just flew in.
You can't leave anymore.
I'm leaving next week.
I think it's important for everybody to realize on the jail project, we hit a snag with some of the concrete footings. That hasn't been resolved. They will be cutting out about 2 large not large, but 4 to 6 foot sections and a few other sections, small sections, to replace some of the footing and the plates so that the walls can be put in correctly. Not that they couldn't be put in now, but in order to guarantee the seismic ability of those walls based on, if you build a hospital or a jail, it's totally different than building like this.
Yeah.
It's totally different. And the contractor used methods that weren't ordinarily prescribed for a jail, but they've come up with a solution that will maintain the integrity of the foundation and give it the longevity that if they'd done it the other way, they still would.
They could, there's not areas that they could go ahead and start setting walls.
Well, they want to bring it all in and do it, they don't want to do it piecemeal. And remember
You're gonna have time between pouring the concrete.
we've got
Set the
8
wall.
bad spots, I would call, 8 spots that definitely turned up in red, and blue spots, what, we have another 5 or 6?
5 or 6.
So it's not a horrendous problem, but it needs to be resolved.
Right.
They're gonna use a different type of concrete that they can break for testing in 7 days. The other concrete was a 28 day. And The rebar will be run into the existing foundation, what they cut it out,
Will they drill it? Put the
yeah,
rebar-
and use epoxy, but it'll have to be drilled in at least 24 inches,
That's fine.
okay? I'm just trying to catch you up on that stuff.
Okay.
And then they're hoping that they work this weekend to try to get everything lined up, so they had the engineers said, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, okay? So Michael's keeping us up to date,
Okay.
okay? We're working on the final solution. We've sort of got the final build that, for the courthouse. At this point, the project came in at 2.7 instead of 2.9. That includes the original project plus the entire storm issue for the courthouse. So we'll have, if I can have, we have more information by Wednesday, we'll do it right now. Josh is comparing prices, just going through all their stuff to make sure, and then Michael will do the same thing to make sure we're where we need to be on
Are
that.
we still under, even with doing the extra work that we did?
Yep.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, the original project was 2.979,
Okay.
and we're coming in at 2.7, so, yes. Good. Any questions about that? Do you have, I've kind of stole your thunder there,
No,
sorry.
Good, I'm glad to get caught up on what's going on over there.
Okay. But,
No,
we won't have a meeting this week, but we will the following week, okay? And that'll be on Thursday at 11 o'clock. I'm not sure that date, is that the 17th or, where are we?
14.
14th. So, but we'll send out a reminder. Danny?
I stopped in last week to shelter. They're about done with the pins. I checked them out. Andrew's really happy with them. So. And then we went over and looked at the ESDA building. She was explaining what she's going to do with the rooms. She's going to move her office over there, and then a room where somebody can come in and if they want to adopt an animal, they can spend a little time with the animal. And then storage. She hadn't know what she's going to do with the big room in the middle yet. She hadn't figured that out. So. But she was really excited about what she wanted to do with it, so.
You got one less cat?
Somebody adopted a hairless cat.
No. Although that cat jumped on me and I went, ooh.
Oh, it's nice. That cat likes
I
it.
know, but it's just,
what you said?
You see the eyes? You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
eyes?
yeah. Anyway, the other thing I'm gonna talk to Andrea about, if it's okay with you guys, is that I got a thing from the U of I vet school.
Oh, did you? Ask her about that.
And they are real close to having their traveling
Okay.
program on wheels to go out to, you have to make a reservation, and they'll service counties, county shelters, and come in and do spay or neutering,
Okay, good.
spay and neuter.
Yeah, she mentioned another room she's gonna have more
Well,
stuff like that.
I thought it'd be a perfect time for her to
Yeah.
call and make sure that whatever we do makes it, line up with what they're doing, and maybe that'll,
My wife said she was on TV last week too, a couple of times. I didn't see her, but I don't know what channel.
yes, she was,
Yeah.
she was on WCIA,
Okay.
yeah.
Wife said she, so I didn't see her, but was.
She does a
Been on
nice
about
job.
every week.
Yeah,
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good,
yep,
good.
Russell?
No, she's doing a good job.
I mean, Russ.
Can't remember, did I tell you about the heating and cooling at the tower building?
No, I haven't heard that.
Okay, I got the guy over there, he went through them, and one of the air conditioner compressors is bad.
Okay.
Both have heat, they work,
Have heat.
and he's changing the filters in both.
Good.
Jimmy and I went over and looked about brush clearing. He hopes to start sometime this month, maybe. It'll be later.
Good. It's got lights.
We've got the lights front and back,
They're on they're on during.
photocell.
Photocell.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep,
Are they the bright ones?
they're darn bright.
Good.
The brush in the back kind of absorbs all the light, but
Well, 11.
Hopefully that'll get cleared out soon.
And they're gonna take out the dishes too.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
They're
Figured out
gonna
how
do
to
salvage
dispose of
with
the
it.
fiberglass.
Tell
Jim
them.
said they had scrap steel they collected.
Any questions of Russ, or were you done, Russ? I'm sorry.
I think that's
Did
not
you
all
have
I got.
anything you wanted to add from the meetings that we
I
had?
think you covered it.
Carl?
Have we heard from Central's, the radio people, I don't know what they're called,
Yes.
but when are they gonna do the tower work?
Well, they're finishing up the assessment.
Study.
Right. And then they're supposed to, well, I can go get Josh in here. We do have the correct frequencies and everything's registered to us now. And they're gonna post those to different places. So it's on the deal, so everybody knows. They were supposed to get a hold of you about something. I think everything's gonna be moved to the front building. If you give me just a second, I wanna make sure.
Is there a heater in that back building? Looks like it's just a heating lamp.
Yeah, probably
Just
just.
heat lamp.
Yeah.
a heat lamp. So I'd say probably heat being generated by the equipment in here would be my guess, enough to keep it.
To keep it.
But I was hoping before it got winter that we'd get the antennas moved and get all the equipment in that front building.
All of our stuff was just in that little shack in the back. And
No.
keeping it cool was more of an issue
Issue
than
than-
trying to keep it
Right.
heated, yeah.
Is there a generator over there?
So we've got a new generator to install out there for the radio equipment. and-
An automatic one?
Yes, yeah, like
Did you get a grant?
we got that as part of that.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I got in that grant,
Right.
was the big standby generator that'll,
Okay,
so
well,
we'll
that,
need to put a propane
yeah, because
tank.
that's always been an issue in the past.
Yeah,
We lose power and then the radios don't work and we say, oh, we didn't know there was a problem.
then I'm out there at 3 o'clock in the rain
Right.
looking at the generator, yeah.
So
Right,
it'd be a permanent mount.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
We'll get together and
yeah,
get an electrician who wants to get everything moved.
that'd be great. Yeah, I've got it stored in the, up there.
So you've got the generator
Yeah.
then?
Okay.
Okay, well, we need to get someone,
Yeah.
make arrangements to get it hooked up.
When buildings get transferred and figure out what, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Josh says that they're planning to have it done by December. And I told him to please push it. Okay?
When you say have what done?
That'd be all the equipment in and
Everything's
transferred
in-
and everything up on the tower.
Their equipment also, that's in the old building?
Yes, that would be moved off. We already have prices for all this stuff,
Okay.
folks. So we've got that. Okay? Anything else? We did get the MOU signed. And I think things have, would you say it's fair to say that things have
Yeah.
settled in and
Yep.
are improved?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
everybody's-
among staff
Mhm.
and,
Yeah, I think they're pleased now.
okay, well, I'm glad that worked out.
Yep.
Phil, do you have anything? Lisa?
Yeah.
She's sick.
No, Pam and Nancy and I met with our face-to-face with our Paycom manager. Got some things ironed out there, including the IMRF issue.
I saw that.
Yeah. And it was a very useful and helpful meeting, and they will be back doing more face-to-face. So
Thank
now,
God. We've been
yes.
asking for that for 2 years.
So now we have some good contacts, better than what we had. Although Nancy said that her normal contact is very helpful, but if she is out, it kind of falls apart. So they discussed that as well. I have 708 board Wednesday morning.
Would you please remind them that they have 2 vacancies that need to be filled? I talked to Jonathan 2 weeks ago and reminded him, and of course I talked to him about a month ago. And I've been reminding him of, so stuff that needs to be done.
Glad sign
Hmm.
this. Glad sign
That's
this.
all I have. Oh, I am actively working on the battery storage issue. So, pulled up several ordinances plus what Farm Bureau had given us.
Are there any other questions this morning from the audience? I did ask for, oh, go ahead, Dan, I'm
How
sorry.
about the article in the paper about the jailers? Has that been taken care of?
Well, we're addressing that.
Okay, I just
You're
wondered.
talking about them
Not
being
trained properly.
trained properly.
Somebody asked me about it, I just wondered.
Well, it's an issue,
Okay,
and it's gonna be an ongoing issue.
okay. I just wondered.
And we've got good people, it's
And
just,
I realize that, yeah.
they're younger, and I don't need to categorize younger people, but just think we need to continue to improve the culture in the jail.
Okay.
I think that's the
wondered.
best way to put it, so that everybody's acting as a team, okay?
You can't really blame one person for not training properly, is that correct?
Well, there's
I mean,
just a lot of
the way you could-
inexperience, there's just a lot of young ones, and,
Okay,
so, you know, I think they've got some maybe in school now, and there's some that's waiting to go to school, so, you know, it's just an ongoing
I just
thing.
wondered, somebody, I asked about it.
No, it's a legitimate question,
That's
whether you
right.
got it from you or.
Well, it was in
from
the
other-
paper, so it's.
Yeah, no, it is, and we talked about it at the last meeting.
That's wondered.
It's an important issue.
Yes, it is.
In fact, it's one of the more important issues that we've got with the jail. Okay?
I have one thing not related. Somebody from another one of the towns in my district wanted to know about how to go about becoming a fire protection trustee. Because when she asked, it was stated, oh, well, that's a county board thing, and I thought.
Okay, where do they live?
Hume.
Oh, okay, yes. Hume has
Their own deal.
their own fire protection. She needs to, that comes through the board, through the fire protection board and their attorney.
Okay, because I guess they're trying to pawn it off on us, and I said, no, we don't vote on that.
We do
We
appoint.
do.
We appoint,
And-
that there
but-
is a process, but it's the end, not the beginning.
Yes, that's perfect. They, you know, and unless there's issues, then we'll look into it, but I haven't heard of any issues up there, and we're not looking to create any issues.
No? So specifically, what is my guidance?
So are they appointed then?
Yeah,
So-
we'll,
No, no.
the board talks about
We
appointments.
approve it, we don't.
We appoint them,
You appoint
I
them,
appoint them.
okay?
But we usually, Augie, we get a letter from the attorney with a resolution, and they offer somebody that they would like to see on the board.
So that's what I'm trying to say is, they meaning,
We wouldn't have to do it that way, but it certainly makes it a lot easier for, and not for the board, but it makes it easier for the area, because we don't know all the people in each area.
so the fire protection district makes a suggestion or
recommendation.
recommendation.
Through their attorney, and it comes to us in the form of a resolution.
Okay.
And unless there's something going on, we publish what we're gonna do. And I guess if people look at that and say, no, we don't want that to happen, they would say that. But otherwise, we go ahead and appoint.
Do we have a county auditor?
No. Oh, well, we hire an auditor, yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Did you read about the Champagne problem?
Mhm.
Well, they're trying to take it off the ballot. They elect them up there, and it's just been really a mess.
Now, a lot
Trying
of
to do away
counties,
with.
there's several counties, Augie is the
13
county clerk
counties.
and recorder of deeds. Now, there are some counties that are trying to remove, the separate office and make it one, like they have here.
So there's only 13 counties that have elected auditors. I just wondered, Champaign County, it's just really,
I don't
really
know
a
about
mess up
that.
there. You read the paper, really a mess. It's on the ballot, I think, too.
Yeah. No, well, we hire an
Yeah,
auditor.
that's what they said they wanted to do. They wanted to hire an auditor, not elect one, because if you elect one, they don't have the background a lot of times to do anything, so you just paying somebody for nothing, that's what you're doing.
Or they have to hire somebody to do
Have,
it.
right, have to hire somebody, yeah.
Do
I
we-
just wondered,
No, that's fine.
uh,
What was I gonna say something else. At any rate, is there anything else to come before the meeting? I wanna make sure that I called for public comment, didn't I? Well, I am now. Is there any public comment? Hearing all this stuff at this meeting? Okay. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Andy moves, Russ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay.